Coral.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this. So, eyewear brand. I received these lovely sunglasses in the post. And as I said to you before we got on air, I usually look a little bit weird in sunglasses, but this pair of sunglasses, and I'm not just saying this, and I actually said this behind your back as well, so this is how you know it's legit.
Great.
I actually think I look quite cool in them.
You do look good, yeah.
And I would never wear sunglasses like this normally because I couldn't find the right shape.
Yeah.
Tell me all about Coral and what this is. This is your first sort of significant investment?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever invested in a business, really. Obviously, Whisper Group is different because I was a founder and we set that up together. But I've wanted for a long time to do what I can to help people who are perhaps in a position where I can have some influence on their lives. So about a year ago, I set up a scholarship with the UEA, the University of East Anglia in Norwich. It's pretty simple. When people apply for the film and TV course, they're means tested. So they have to fill in a form so we can find out their family income. And if the family income is below a certain level, I will pay $5,000 a year every year that they're at university. So 15 grand over the time of their course to make it affordable for them to go to uni. So it's literally my way of finding people who wouldn't get a chance in the TV industry. It's similar to the ethos we have at Whisper. Like, we want to lift up people that are underrepresented. And I think there's amazing TV talent out there. And they literally will never get the opportunity to have a TV career purely for financial means. And that really makes me sad. So I set that up. And then I had this great relationship with the UEA. And they introduced me to a young guy called George Bailey. And he's a 19-year-old student. He's 20 now at the UEA. And he had this idea for recycled eyewear. And it is literally taking fishing nets out of the sea, taking plastic out of landfill and turning them into eyewear. And I said, do you know what, George? Like, that's a really good idea. I really like it. But it will be everywhere already because it's so simple. Because when we sort of ran through the numbers, there's something like 9 million pairs of eyewear sold in the UK every year. Almost all of them virgin plastic, covered in lacquer, full of glue, full of metal, bad for the environment, not doing any good for the planet at all. So I sort of heard what he said and thought, this will be happening already. And I was actually in London for a meeting with my agent in West London. I thought the perfect place for recycled, sustainable eyewear brand is West London. So I went into all of the high street eyewear places that you could possibly imagine. You know, David Clulow and Sunglasses Hut and all of these others on Oxford Street and Bond Street. I was in that area. And I said the same thing every time I walked in. Hi, can I see your range of recycled eyewear? Blank faces. Can I see your green range, your sustainable range? The same. Nothing response. And I was straight on the phone to George. I said, listen, we need to make this happen. We really need to make this happen. And we're not the only brand in the world making eyewear from recycled material, but we're the only brand who have gone and got our own eyewear designer. So it's original designs, handmade in a factory in Italy. We then offset all the carbons. When that gets delivered to you, there's not been a single hit on the planet from the carbon, and the plastic has been taken out of the world to create those. The lenses are infinitely recycled, and we have a system where you send the lenses or the whole eyewear back to us and we can recycle them so it all goes again. So the phrase I use is planet positive. It's not just like not putting pollution into the planet. It's actively removing plastic and turning it into something that you would otherwise have gone and purchased. And look, we're a startup, we're small. It'll be a slog and it'll be a battle. But I wouldn't have got involved like everything else I've been talking to you about if I didn't passionately believe that those are the answer. None of us go shopping now without a plastic bag in our hand already, or a reusable tote bag or whatever. But none of us think twice before we go and buy a pair of sunglasses. And Coral Eyewear, I want to be the answer. The case there, that's made from plastic.
Oh, this case. That
one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's recycled plastic. The cloth inside, recycled plastic. You'd never know, would you?
No, one of the things that really struck me as well is how high quality it all feels. Like, it feels super luxury, like the case and the...
Well, that's the thing. We also didn't want people to think, yeah, I want to sort of help the environment, but I'll have to look a bit rubbish. We actually want people to think I can still buy a really nice, high-end, high-quality bit of eyewear. You got the little note there from George.
Yeah.
What's he said on
nice. It says, hey there, thank you so much for choosing Coral and our vision to make the eyewear industry kinder to our planet. Smiley face, George. That's super nice. Super
there you
nice.
go.
Yeah, no, I was, I was nervous because when friends send me things, their new products, sometimes I don't love it.
Yeah.
And I'm known for being really honest with my friends and saying, oh, I don't really like this about it or whatever, because I just think the truth sets you free. And And that's what people really value, as you said earlier. It's like the critique is often more valuable at certain stages than just total praise.